How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about a Utah doctor who is being charged with a crime after selling fake vax cards, essentially, to the parents who wanted them for their children. So basically what had happened is this. Parent would come in and say, okay, my kid needs to get the vax card for whatever the reason may be, but I don't want him to get vaxxed. Can you give me the vax card? It was like, yeah, okay, we'll give your kid a saline shot, basically water. Give your kid a water shot, totally harmless. And in exchange, we'll give you the vax card, $50. And they made almost $1 million doing this. Now, before I continue, I got to say this. Let me get my trusty. I do not condone any kind of crime. I am not a criminal. If you want to commit crime, don't do it. You're going to go to jail. We don't commit crime. We don't endorse crime on the ABL channel. Now, having said that, I can't say I'm personally mad at the guy. Not at all, because we know what's going on with the vax nowadays. We know all the side effects. We know all the other things that go along with it. Myocarditis, pericarditis. And I've seen over the past year or so, maybe a little bit less than that, a lot of your top officials who were at one point clamoring for the vax for everyone, young, old, everything in between, are now saying, well, maybe not so fast. Maybe not for the 65 and older because there could be a stroke risk. Maybe not for the very young because they don't really need it. They're not really at risk for catching this spread, and it's not really a big deal for them. Only in certain little groups that have special medical needs should even be thinking about the vax. And even still, it might not be that safe. And that doesn't do what we said it was going to do from the beginning, which is to prevent the transmission, which means to prevent from catching and spreading. And of course, this article will be in the description if you want to read it for yourself. This is on dailymail.co.uk. Let's check it out. Utah plastic surgeon charged for tossing 2,000 C19 vax, giving kids saline shots instead of the real thing if they're quote unquote anti-vax. Parents requested it, and selling fake vax cards, $50 a pop. Now, I just want to pause right there on the headline. I don't like this term anti-vax being used as a pejorative. Why can't it be pro-choice? Why is it always got to be something negative that's attached to it? And it shouldn't be a negative thing. Maybe I am anti-vax. Isn't that my prerogative? Why can't I make that decision for myself? I'm all for, if you want to get the vax, then go out there and get it. I'm not anti-vax necessarily. I don't want it for myself. That's all. If you want it, I say go for it. I just don't want it. It's simple. How does it make me anti-vax? But I digress. Anyway, Dr. Michael J. Kirk Moore is charged along with 3 women in Utah. Prosecutors say they made $96,050 by selling fake vax cards. I said almost $1 million, so almost $100,000. If parents wanted one for the kids, they gave the saline to make them think they'd been vaccinated, federal court documents alleged. So the kids would think that everything was all right. You know how kids are, brutally honest. They'd be like, little Johnny, are you vaccinated? No, I'm not. I went to the doctor. It didn't do anything. Give your kid a little saline shot. It's totally harmless. And the parents will get the vax card and everything's all good. Okay. And you know what I want to know is, how did this affect the local health system? Because they said that if your kid isn't vaxxed, he's going to be dangerous. He's going to catch it and spread it and everything else. It probably didn't do anything. It really, if anything, if you want to compare the non-vax population to the vax population in kids, the non-vax population probably did better, especially right now with XBB floating around. I just did a video on that where they said that if you have been vaccinated, you are more likely to catch and spread XBB, according to a study. And I'll link to that video in the description box. Check it out on the website as well. Let's keep on going. This is them right there. So I guess that's the surgeon, Michael J. Kirk Moore, 58. Looks pretty good shape to me. Like you know he's talking about, right? He's a doctor. And whatever happened to the whole, for all doctors' advice, the doctor, they know what's going on. Trust the science, believe the science, all this, that, and the third. Now, did this guy probably administer vax to people that wanted it? I'm sure that he probably did. He didn't just necessarily take it upon himself to give you the saline shot when you say you wanted the real thing. But at the same time, if you didn't want the vax and you wanted the saline instead, all right, cool, I got you on that as well, whatever you want. Okay, kind of like the chaotic neutral type person. You understand what I'm saying? And this is one of the nurses here, Carrie D. Bourgeon, 52, and two other women. All right, let's continue with the article. A Utah plastic surgeon and some of his staff members have been charged with running an elaborate C-19 vax scam where they're accused of ordering thousands of doses of the shots and throwing them out and giving patients fake vax cards. In some cases, prosecutors say they even gave saline shots to children at the request of their parents who wanted them to think they'd been vaccinated when they hadn't. Dr. Michael J. Kurt Moore, 58, has been charged along with nurse Carrie D. Bourgeon, 52, and neighbor Kristen Jackson Anderson, 59, and Sandra Flores, 31, another of his staff members who was also charged. So they were all, basically the whole office is in on it. It's unclear from the indictment when they ran the alleged scheme. Prosecutors do not indicate if any of the defendants are anti-vaxxers themselves or if they were simply trying to make money. The indictment, however, claims both Anderson and Moore are members of an unknown organization seeking to, quote, liberate, unquote, the medical profession from government and industry conflicts of interest. Again, I see nothing wrong with that. And about this whole money-making imperative, if you're really trying to make money on that, I think $50 is kind of low. You know, they said they made about like 100,000, not even like 96,000 on that. That's not a whole lot of money for a plastic surgeon. I think this is more of a thing just trying to cover the cost and to have some kind of barrier to entry. That's what it appears like to me. If I'm wrong, y'all let me know in the comments, of course. So in total, they sold nearly 2,000 fake vax cards for a profit of $96,850. According to the indictment, the group pretended to administer 391 kid shots, 424 adult Pfizer shots, 64 Moderna shots, and 158 Johnson & Johnson shots between October 2021 and September 2022. Now, what we know about the Johnson & Johnson shot is that that's not very popular. That was proven to be the worst out of all of the vax. So a saline shot rather than Johnson & Johnson is most certainly safer, according to what I've been seeing from those that are really in official capacities. Okay. And I would argue from my point of view, my humble opinion, that the saline shot is safer than everything that's on there. I can't say that for certain because I'm no doctor. I'm no quote unquote scientist. That's just how I feel. That's just my opinion. Now, if you want to get a better opinion, a different opinion, talk to your doctor and see what's going on. Hopefully you have a just and a doctor that really cares about your health and will tell you the real honest truth. But let's keep on going here. So in reality, they poured them down the drain using syringes, doctors say. So basically, they would have the shot in the syringe and squirt it in the drain, and they wouldn't give you that. They give you a saline shot, totally safe. Saline ain't nothing but water. Now they are charged with destroying government property. Government property, very interesting. I did not know that the vaccines were classified as government property. Very, very interesting. But I'll move on. They were indicted earlier this month, but the indictment was unsealed this week in the court in Utah. So I guess this is like some of the documents right here, or one of the documents. Okay, so that's what happened right here. So Janssen, that's Johnson & Johnson, 958. So this is the cost of the actual dose. They probably paid that much for them because they did order these, but they just didn't administer them. According to the indictment, they took close to 2,000 vaccines that the government paid. Oh, okay, the government paid for them. Okay. So I guess it was free for them, but the government paid 28,000 and put them down the drain of their office and then sold fake vax cards, $50 each for $96,850. Okay, I see. There's more here that I can get to. Maybe I can just throw the rest of this article in the description. They were getting money on PayPal and Venmo, etc. Of course, it's going to be tracked. It's not very smart of them to do that. But as I close, I want to say this. I have no issue with what happened here. I know some people will, but I have no issue with it. Now, whether they're going to get charged in the court is something different. Whatever kind of crime it's going to be is something different. I just hope that a jury of their peers, that they go to a jury trial, which they may or may not, if hopefully a jury of their peers will not find them guilty of anything. I don't think they should. You know, there's sometimes where you commit crimes and the person does not get the punishment that they normally would get. Okay, there was an incident where this guy, there's a long story, maybe I put a video in the box, but there was a guy that shot another guy, smoked him right in the airport because the guy he shot had kidnapped and abused his son back, what might have been in the 80s or something like that. Gary Plotch, look it up. Now, obviously, you kill somebody in the airport, you can go to the penitentiary. But you know, the circumstances surrounding why he did it, it prevented the jury from being able to find him guilty and send him to the penitentiary. It's like, come on, you understand the situation. Yes, it's illegal. Yes, you committed a crime. Yes, normally you would go to the penitentiary for this, but I understand. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about what's going on here? Do you think that this doctor should go to the penitentiary, and also his nurses? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. I think this guy's a hero. Personally, I think he's a hero. I'm not saying you should go out there and commit crime. Don't commit crime. Be safe. Be legal. But at the same time, sometimes, hey, I'm going to just give my opinion on the outside, aside from the legal perspective, aside from all that good stuff. I'm going to just see what he did. He did not harm any of these children. And that's part of your Hippocratic oath, right? First, do no harm. Isn't that right? Maybe I'm wrong about that. But a shot of water is not going to hurt you. But some of these Johnson & Johnson and whatnot have verifiably caused negative side effects. Now, I'm not saying it's absolutely going to hurt these kids, but it most certainly could. I'll tell you what. The vaccine itself is more harmful than water is, although it may not necessarily be harmful for everybody. Water is most certainly not harmful for anyone. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.